Hi, Steve and Caleb from Brownells here, bringing you another episode of Smyth Busters. Today, Caleb, what do you got?
Today, we're going to talk about offset sights and how they are more tacticool rather than tactical.
Oh, I get it.
Did you? I tried to add a verbal question mark at the end.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tactical?
We get it.
Okay, just making sure.
So offset sights, typically off like 45 degrees or something.
Yeah, something
You
around
cant
that.
the gun heroically.
Heroically.
What do you use them for? I never really...
In theory, if you have a magnified optic like this and that goes down, or if you just have a magnified, like this is a 1 power. Let's say you have something like a 5 to 25.
Okay.
And you need to engage close targets. You
Right.
can do it quickly by simply just canting your rifle and looking down those sights and engage those close targets.
All right. Are we talking about competition here?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit of everything. So, and I will say this before we get started here. I feel like there was a time where everyone made fun of offset sights. But as of recent, no one's doing that anymore, and all of a sudden they're practical. This is your guys' fault. I don't know. But anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest real quick here. And now we can actually talk about it.
Okay. I don't know if I'm on the offset sight train yet or not.
Yeah, I don't think I am either, Steve.
Oh, well, this is going to be a really short Smyth Buster.
You know, I understand their versatility and their practicality and whatnot. However, I will say I cannot stand offset iron sights.
Maybe because they snag on equipment?
There,
or-
look, just look at the snag hazard up here. I mean, look at this thing sticking off the front. Now, it's not Midwest Industries' fault. You know, they make a great product.
Yeah.
It's every offset sight you look at is kind of like that here. And then you have this one back here, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you could move it further forward, but then you have to replan for your optic mount, and then because it's too close to the charging handle. There's just a lot going on.
All right.
I can see that snagging all over my gear if I'm actually using this thing.
All right. On the positive side, that's set up for a right-hand shooter, so it's away from your body if you're carrying, in the ready position.
Here's another thing, Steve. I'm glad you brought that up. Someone like me who spent time getting proficient shooting left and right hand, if I'm coming around one side of a barrier and I need to engage close target, or if I need to use those offset sights for whatever reason, I better hope I'm putting my body out the right-hand side or the whichever side the optics are on, because it depends on which shoulder the gun's on. I can only use that on one shoulder.
I see, and they don't make ambidextrous offset sights?
I mean, okay, hold on now. These sights can be set up to be either left or right-handed.
Okay.
Midwest Industries kind of made them modular, so you can do that. What you could do, I don't recommend doing, I'm doing this strictly as a joke or for the meme, as the kids say. You could have one on the left and right and be good to go.
That's right. You'd have rabbit ear sights.
You'd be full Escape from Tarkov cursed gun at that point. So, Steve knows what that means.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another factor that goes into that we don't have displayed here, Steve, and it's the sights mounted on top of the scope rings.
Okay.
And ACOGs have them, LCANs, you can mount them on there too. They're not a terrible idea. However, with offset sights like this, you still maintain a cheekweld on your stock.
Yeah.
With sights like that, you have to break that cheekweld to use the sight. But I will say, in most cases, it's not that big of a deal because you're shooting targets so close anyway.
That's right. And a user of an ACOG may find that very handy.
Yes.
Out somewhere in another part of the world.
Yes, agreed.
That's when it gets serious.
So I think overall, in general here, based on everything we've discussed, offset sights, red dot's the way to go, regardless if you're mounting it on a 45 or up top.
Okay.
Way better than iron sights, way faster anyway. The point of it is to be fast, so why use iron sights that take longer than a red dot anyway, right?
Well, you still got your snag hazard there.
You still have a snag hazard, but you only have one snag hazard rather than two.
Right.
So I think a red dot's the way to go. When you're using a magnified optic, I'll say this: if you're using something that's not a 1 power optic, I think they have a pretty good place.
Yeah. especially if you're doing far and near targets in rapid succession. You don't have time to mess around or even hit your lever sometimes.
Yeah, it's faster just to tilt the gun.
Yeah.
So
For that, it'd be a great idea.
I'm going to say for all the haters out there, I know I just threw a lot of hate. I was trying to look at this thing from both sides, but I think it's busted. I think they actually do serve a good purpose, and they're valuable.
Yeah, I'll go along with it. I mean, it's plausible.
Yeah, and I mean, you could spend as much money on an offset red dot as you do on your optic to get one set up like this. I mean, this is a loophole delta point with an air socket mount. That's not cheap. That's not a cheap setup.
All right.
But
Let's go with it.
Get what you pay for. Busted.
Let's go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you happen to have an ironclad case for or against offset sights, let us know in the comments. We'd like to hear from you. In the meantime, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time when we bring you yet another episode of Smyth Busters.